How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the current controversy surrounding the QAnon movement. Now, straight from the beginning, elephant in the room, I don't know much about the movement. I don't follow it. However, I know some guys and girls that do follow it, and they're great people. They're great patriots. They're Trump supporters. You know, if I had any kind of issues or any kind of problems, they'd be right there with me. We're very like-minded, but I don't personally know a lot about the movement. Having said that, there's a lot of controversy surrounding them right now because in 2019, the FBI labeled them as a domestic terror threat. Now, I'm not sure if that means that they are a domestic terrorist organization or if the FBI is just watching them, probably more of the latter and not the former. The media, of course, and the politicians on the left and some on the right are taking what the FBI said and they're running with it. Now they're trying to lay it at Trump's feet saying, hey, what about the QAnon movement? They are a domestic terror threat. They're crazy. They're conspiracy theorists. They're, what somebody said, they're wackadoodles, all types of stuff, right? And during a press conference, which Trump has been having pretty much every day this week, they asked him about Q, and he gave an excellent answer. Now, before I go any further in this video, let's go ahead and roll that clip. In this clip, you'll see the reporter ask Trump the question. You'll see his excellent answer. After we get done watching that, I'll talk about what they said. Then I'll give you my 2 cents, my deep detail analysis, and then I'll wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
During the pandemic, the QAnon movement appears to be gaining a lot of followers. Can you talk about what you think about that and what you have to say to people who are following this movement right now?
Well, I don't know much about the movement other than I understand they like me very much, which I appreciate. But I don't know much about the movement. I have heard that it is gaining in popularity. And from what I've heard, these are people that when they watch the streets of Portland, when they watch what happened in New York City in just the last 6 or 7 months, but this was starting even 4 years ago when I came here, almost 4 years, can you believe it? These are people that don't like seeing what's going on in places like Portland and places like Chicago and New York and other cities and states. And I've heard these are people that love our country and they just don't like seeing it. So I don't know really anything about it other than they do supposedly like me, and they also would like to see problems in these areas, like especially the areas that we're talking about, go away, because there's no reason the Democrats can't run a city.
At the crux of the theory is this belief that you are secretly saving the world from this satanic cult of pedophiles and cannibals. Does that sound like something you are behind?
Well, I haven't heard that, but is that supposed to be a bad thing or a good thing? I mean, you know, if I can help save the world from problems, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to put myself out there. And we are actually. We're saving the world from a radical left philosophy that will destroy this country. And when this country is gone, the rest of the world would follow. But I will say this, we need strength in our country, not weakness.
All right, you saw that, you heard that. Now, that was an excellent answer from Trump. That was magnificent. You know what the media want to do? They want to get Trump to denounce QAnon or to say that they're crazy, they're lunatics, they're nut jobs. That's what they want him to do, because if he does that, that'll be a way for Trump to lose supporters. And everybody knows right now that the enthusiasm for Trump is at an all-time high. It's through the roof, not so much for Biden, okay? People that want to vote for Biden are simply voting against Trump. That's all that it is. They're not really voting for Biden. I mean, some people are, but it's not as much as those that want to vote for Trump. Okay, there's not much enthusiasm for Biden on that side. All right, but I digress. The whole point is that the media, the left, and some on the right simply don't want to see Trump in there. You know, people like Jeb Bush and whatnot. I think Ben Sass, oh, they're conspiracy theorists, all this, that, and the third. You know, maybe they don't like Trump that much. And these people that are pretty much all Trump supporters, that might, if they can get them out the way, then he has a harder chance of being able to win. That's probably their thought process. Now, let's go back to this whole domestic terror thing and whatnot. According to the Daily Beast and nowhere else for some reason, there was about 4 or 5 incidents that happened, some violence or some just general criminal mischief that involved people who had posted a QAnon meme or were in a QAnon group. I'm not really sure exactly what their connection to Q is. Some of the articles are not really all that clear. Like, here's an example. One case, a guy stabbed his brother or something like that. Now, I didn't see how he was connected to Q, but let's say he had a Q meme on his Facebook wall, or he had "Where we go, when we go all" on his hat or something like that. And then 2 years later, he goes out and hurts somebody. So does that mean because he was involved with following Q, that's the reason why he did what he did? I mean, I find that kind of hard to believe. Facebook shut down thousands of QAnon pages or pages that had QAnon content on it. And these thousands of groups had millions of people. So if you got thousands of groups, millions of people, why don't I hear about QAnon riots every single day and people that are from the group going out and committing crazy random acts of violence all over the country and the world? If there were so many people that follow the movement, obviously it's not happening. Therefore, the question is it really a violent movement or not? If it is, that I can't tell. Okay, if you want to label a thing as a domestic terrorist organization, try Black Lives Matter, try Antifa. Okay, actual subversive groups that go out here and riot every single night. Then they actually kill people on the streets. You could see people that scream Black Lives Matter go out here and actually attack people, that go out here and actually hurt people. All right, we can see that going on right now. But for some reason, I don't see the reporters coming to Trump saying, hey, you should label BLM as a domestic terrorist organization. Or how about Antifa? It's usually us bringing it to them, and then it's them saying that we are trying to squash the voices of peaceful protest. You see how that works? Okay, when we get actual evidence of some crime happening and we bring it to the table, oh, no, that's not really what's going on, a few bad apples. But then they say, oh, QAnon, they're crazy, conspiracy theories, all this, that, and the third. And quite frankly, a lot of what they say is not really off point. They're talking about the pedophiles, big, rich, powerful pedophiles. Look at Jeffrey Epstein. Well, used to be able to look at him. He's gone now. He's dead now. He dead, but Ghislaine Maxwell. And people are actually in jail. They're high-powered people. Prince Andrew might be going down the river. We done seen Slick Willie in some strange pictures. So, I mean, we got some evidence there. So, I mean, it's not just totally unfounded. There's some actual physical evidence. Trump answered the question perfectly. He's not going to just say, oh, they're crazy, throw them away, nor will he say that he follows it. He's honest, too. He's kind of like similar to me as far as our answer. People always ask me about QAnon, and I say, well, I don't really know a lot about them. But from what I see, they're good people. They got their head on straight, and they support Trump. They want the best for the country. I don't really see the problem. And the one reporter was asking Trump, do you think that these people are pedophiles, are trying to rule the world, and you're here to save it? It's like, well, I mean, is that supposed to be a bad thing? Like that I'm here to save the world from pedophiles? I mean, if I could do that, then sure, why not? Why would that be a bad thing? Why would I be against that? I don't understand. All right. And he was right on it to put it like that. That was a great way to say it. You're going to see a lot more about QAnon and any other group or, people that could be Trump supporters. Like they shut down this so-called troll farm, I think, from Moldova or somewhere, or Ukraine, Russia, somewhere over there close to, old USSR. They shut that down, and it was a black Trump group. That was a fake black Trump group. But the way they reported it was like, if you are a black Trump supporter, you're not even really a real person. You see what I'm saying? So they're trying to attack us covertly through some random troll farm. I've not seen them attack leftist troll farms, and there's plenty of those, because I post certain things on Twitter and I get a certain kind of response all the time. It's like a real similar response. Now, either we just got regular old normie NPCs over here that are just brainless and mindless. Well, we got those. But when you get them all at the same time and it's kind of similar and they got similar kind of problem, like, okay, what's really going on? All right. They don't want to shut those troll farms down, but troll farms on the so-called right or far right, whatever they want to say QAnon is, oh, they gotta go, we gotta ban them. You're gonna have Mark Zuckerberg come out, make a statement talking about we disavow hate in all forms, but then leave up some hate that they're cool with. That's pretty much how that goes. So as I close, I'm gonna say this. Shout out to Trump for answering that question appropriately, and shout out to the QAnon followers. Hey, I don't know a lot about it myself, but you guys that I've met, you guys that I've, spoken to online or typed to or seen your comments, you guys are great. I get a lot of good emails from y'all, and I appreciate it. I don't know everything about everything, but you guys keep me informed about a lot of what's happening. And there's some evidence to back up what's going on. Like I said, Ghislaine Maxwell in jail right now. Jeffrey Epstein, he dead. Okay, so I mean, at a certain point, I don't believe anything anyone says. I don't care if it's QAnon or Fox News or MS-13 DNC until I can research it and prove it for myself. All right, so I don't care where it comes from. I'm always going to do my own independent research, and I implore you do the same thing. Don't even take my word for it. You can start here and then you can search what I say and back it up for yourself. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that Trump handled the QAnon question appropriately? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. Or did he not handle it appropriately? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. You pretty much know where I stand. He did a very good job. The media were trying to just bait him and say, hey, go ahead, disavow him, you lose supporters. He didn't do it. He answered it appropriately. I don't know a lot about it, but I heard some are good. There's some good things that can be done. If I could save the world from bad things happening, then why is that a problem? Why is that a bad thing? Are you going to say that I shouldn't do it? Is that a bad thing to save the world from these kinds of things that are happening? He answered it right. And the media, like I said, they won't let up. This is just a most recent attack on Trump supporters, and you'll see it a lot more often. They try to do the old divide and conquer. They'll do that a lot once we inch closer to the election. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.